Hello! So, sorry about that slight delay. We are now live. It's me, Andrew London, and...
It's me, James Peckham.
Yes, it is. Hello, thank you for bearing with us. And so, today we have got a fairly packed show.
We've got a lot to talk about, actually.
Talking about a few different things. Talking about the OnePlus 5T.
Yep.
We're going to talk about some AR. We had some questions about whether or not it was going to be VR or AR. It is AR.
Yeah, pretty much purely AR, really.
Yeah. Which is augmented reality, in case you are not familiar with what AR stands for.
You will be by the end of the show.
Yeah, and then an Xbox bit, because that got launched this week. So, let's start with the OnePlus 5T.
Okay, cool. So OnePlus 5T is the next phone from OnePlus, coming about 6 months or about 5 months after the OnePlus 5 was launched earlier this year. I think it was in June. So generally OnePlus are slightly cheaper phones that they're trying to compete with flagship devices. Ever since the OnePlus 1 back in, I think 2014 was the first time we saw a phone from them. Right. Maybe 2013. They've always come out with like slightly cheaper devices, but also packing flagship specs. So the OnePlus 5T is heavily rumoured to, well, we know actually officially this week we found out it will be launching, is what OnePlus told in a blog post. We know it's going to be launching on November 16th at an event in New York City. That's the #1 story. So it's official now. Yeah, exactly. It's next week, basically.
Next week.
So that's going to be really exciting. We're really excited to get to that event and actually try it out for the first time. That's going to be amazing. The other thing we found out, which was today actually, was that it's not going to feature wireless charging.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically so many phones over the last year have started to bring in wireless charging. Obviously it was a big deal for the iPhone 8, the iPhone X, and Samsung devices already had it ever since the Galaxy S7. They had it before then as well, but the Galaxy S7 was when they brought it back. So there's quite a lot of devices now that use wireless charging. I think OnePlus wanted to get slightly ahead of that. They put a blog post out saying, look, we don't think it's worth it at the moment. We think our Dash Charge proposition, which is their fast charging technology, which basically gets you from 0 to 50% in about half an hour if you're using the right kind of charger. They think that's a strong proposition. Personally, I kind of think they could offer both. They could offer just dash charging as well as wireless charging. It's something you could use not at the same time, but you could charge it on dash charging at night, and then when you get to work you put it on the wireless charger. I don't think you need to have one or the other, but that's how OnePlus see it at the moment.
You do get slower and faster wireless charging though, don't you?
Yeah.
And so it's not necessarily that one precludes the other.
No, not at all. And OnePlus are basically saying that they want fast wireless charging to be an actual thing before they can then start bringing it into a phone. Whether that means the OnePlus 6, which we'll probably see launch next year. It seems like they're launching a new phone every 6 months or so. Whether that comes around, maybe it will. The other thing that we learned this week was from us, actually. We wrote a story about it, which was we're pretty certain that the OnePlus 5T is going to be the same price as the OnePlus 5. So every OnePlus phone generation has kind of been a slight increase in price. You were talking around, I think it was around 400, even less than that actually. I think it was more like £300 for the first OnePlus phone. And then with the OnePlus 5, it got up to, for the basic 64GB version, you were talking about, I think the price is £450, $500. It looks like the OnePlus 5T is going to be that same price. So we've seen some leak pricing from one of the major networks here in the UK that suggests that will be the same price when it launches. That's a major deal, I think. I think people would have been gutted if they then upped the price again, because they are kind of nearing that territory where they're getting into flagship prices, and that's kind of what OnePlus's deal was meant to be. They're meant to be that slightly cheaper alternative that offers flagship specs. So this hopefully will mean the OnePlus 5T is a really exciting proposition, really. Cool.
I am just going to quickly jump into the comments and say hello to a few people. And so we have got Ramnadi, who's saying hello.
Hi.
So, hi there. Social Jet Lag has all my love, so thank you for that. Universal Mirror says hello. Max D'Souza, hi guys. Dr. Casanova, hey. And a question. So, just need to know the price of OnePlus 5T so that I can sell right now. My OnePlus 5 can afford 5T.
Sure. So, okay, so we're talking a little bit about the price. I'm assuming you commented before you heard me talking about that. But
what would someone get for a 5 if they were going to sell it?
They're obviously going to get less than what they paid for it, so you're probably going to have to spend a little bit. Even once you've sold your OnePlus 5, you're going to have to spend a little bit to get back up to the level of the OnePlus 5T. As I say, we are pretty certain that the OnePlus 5T is going to cost the same amount as the OnePlus 5, but we don't know that for certain because that is from leaked documents and stuff. OnePlus haven't confirmed that, so basically, I'd probably wait until next week would probably be my advice about this, just to make sure that it's the same kind of price and that you're happy to upgrade to the OnePlus 5T. At the moment, it looks like the OnePlus 5T is going to be an interesting phone, but we can't recommend it without actually seeing it and without actually knowing the full specs or anything for it. So,
so do we know anything? Like, do we know how big a difference there's going to be between the 5 and the 5T?
It looks to be a really small difference, really. They're going for an 18:9 aspect ratio screen, is what the leaks and so much we've seen about it so far has said. And there also seems to be a slight camera upgrade, so it's not a major innovation on the phone. It looks like it's going to be keeping pace with a few of the other big flagship phones that have gone for different aspect ratio screens this year.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to be worth upgrading your OnePlus 5 to a OnePlus 5T, I'm not certain of that yet. We're just going to have to wait and see if there are any surprises at the actual show and see how the whole phone works. So I probably wouldn't sell your phone just yet. Is probably my advice. I would wait until we get some time hands on with it.
Yeah.
Some other sites do, and we can check that it's good enough, basically.
Cool. Mahmoud Ahmed says hello. Hi there. And someone asked a question. Interestingly, exactly as you were talking about camera upgrades,
amazing.
they asked what sort of camera upgrades they thought we'd see.
So it was a 20 megapixel and a 16 megapixel on the OnePlus 5. It looks like it's going to be 20 megapixel dual camera on the rear for the OnePlus 5T.
Right.
They've, if you go to our OnePlus 5T hub on Tech Radar, where we've got all of the information about the phone, we will post that in the chat room in a minute as well. There are a few camera samples shared from the CEO of OnePlus, Pete Lau. He shared one of the portrait mode photos and something in low light as well, which gives you like a good example. Obviously, they've taken these photos very well. It's probably not just taking their phone out of their pocket and taking a photo, but it gives you some kind of example of what camera techniques they're going for slightly differently. But yeah, it's going to be a slight spec upgrade.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to be a phenomenal difference, we don't really know yet.
Have to wait and see.
And we don't have to wait long to see because the event's basically coming next week, so that's mega exciting.
Hi Raymond Moore, another person saying hello. What about IP68 rating?
I haven't seen anything about that actually in terms of leaks. I don't think it's something OnePlus are really going to be going for. They didn't make the OnePlus 5 waterproof. It looks like we're getting a similar design on this phone from all of the leaks we've seen. So my educated guess would be that they wouldn't go for it because OnePlus just doesn't really seem interested in the waterproof area. But maybe they will. Maybe they'll surprise me. I didn't even think there was going to be a OnePlus 5T anyway, and that's what I was saying a few weeks ago, and then the leaks happened, and now they've confirmed it, so I look stupid.
Okay, cool. So, do you think we'll see a bigger battery?
With a slightly larger screen, maybe they're going to need that bigger battery. I would hope so. OnePlus 5 battery life was middling, kind of a little. It was erring on the side of better than average, like slightly. That's what I found anyway. But there's always improvements anyway. Slightly bigger battery. I'd rather get a slightly heavier phone and a slightly larger phone to get a bit more battery life in there. So, and especially with an 18:9 aspect ratio screen, probably going to be using more battery than the slightly stunted screen than the one with bezels. So yeah, fingers crossed. But as I say, we don't know. We don't know anything for certain yet.
Cool.
We'll get the OnePlus 5T hub in there so you can read all of the details that we know so far from all of the leaks and all of our pricing information that we found out this week as well.
Wicked. So we're going to move on, but if you do have any more questions about the OnePlus 5T, pop them.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, in the comments, and we'll get back to them. But next, we are going to talk a bit about AR, about augmented reality, because news has broken that Niantec, who created Pokemon Go, are working on a new game.
Oh yeah.
And
what kind of game?
It is a Harry Potter game.
Which sounds amazing.
Right? And so Pokemon Go obviously seemed to take over the world when it first came out.
Every street corner you just saw people like running.
And then it sort of died away a little bit, which I think is fair to say. But yeah, Harry Potter just... It sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Like, Pokemon Go was such a massive deal. Like, it was genuinely... We're living in London, at least. We saw people on street corners basically all like going to the same gyms and stuff and fighting at the same time. That was really exciting. I think probably Harry Potter is one of the only other franchises that would be able to actually generate more hype than Pokemon, because Pokemon's not really as massive with kids anymore, while Harry Potter's still a massive deal, and adults, and it's a worldwide phenomenon, isn't it? So I feel like Harry Potter could be the one that really takes over again.
Yeah, and a thing that really excites me about it is that the whole thing with Harry Potter is that there's a world within a world.
Yeah.
That to us muggles,
Yeah.
that you can be existing in the world, and there is the wizarding world that exists all around you and you don't know. And so actually, as long as, I mean, obviously there is always the thing that your imagination will go somewhere that developers possibly can't. Yeah. But we're just keeping our fingers crossed that you'll be able to hold your screen up and it will be a little insight, a little vision into the wizarding world.
So they only confirmed the game yesterday, and that was because something leaked about it, basically. So they kind of just push out some information to get it out there as soon as possible and properly confirm it. So the game is confirmed, and we know that there's going to be elements of it where you're fighting different beasts and I think enemies as well. So we can kind of assume that you're going to get some Death Eaters in there, or you're going to hopefully get Voldemort or something like that. Yeah. Maybe it'd be completely separate.
You're not supposed to say his name.
Oh yeah, whoops, sorry about that. We're probably going to get those kind of villains and everything. And apparently you all team up together and then you start like taking down, so I can imagine that being a similar thing to the gym aspects in Pokemon Go. The exact specifics of how this is all going to work, we don't really know, but I really like the idea, as you were saying, about the Muggle stuff and like holding your phone up and then you start to see the world slightly differently, and they bring in elements that are the magical elements, and that could be really cool. Like you could even do like the moving newspapers and stuff, and that would just be badass anyway. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that would be a really nice idea.
And obviously, with all of the Fantastic Beasts films coming out, the idea of traveling around places and finding creatures isn't a million miles away from what is currently happening in the Harry Potter world cinematically. And
good
so,
point.
like, obviously, we don't know if it's going to be original Harry Potter or new or old, or whatever you want to call it. But
It felt like Pokemon Go was kind of lightning in the bottle in terms of like, it was an AR game, but it was a game that kind of played a little bit better if you turned the AR aspect off. Yeah. And like most of like the tips and stuff for playing the game was, it's actually easier to catch the Pokemon if you turn the AR off. I feel like Harry Potter would be the thing where you can't turn it off, and it is an element brings into it. Plus technology's moved on so much in the last 2 years in terms of like AR kit and everything in iPhone. Yeah. This could genuinely be the one thing that hooks people in because it's Harry Potter, but keeps you there because this technology is that slight bit better.
But also,
let's see,
Niantic kind of got caught unawares with how successful Pokemon Go became. I'm just going to quickly say hi to Technical Go Hill, because hello has happened in the comments. But yeah, they made Pokemon Go and were just kind of putting it out there. It wasn't a beta test. It was a real game that they had put out into the world. Yep. But I don't think that they were expecting it to be anywhere near as popular as it was as soon as it was.
I think they've been honest about that as well.
And so they didn't have the technology and the servers and everything at the stage that it needed to be that successful. And so now that they have had the years since then of going, we're now ready to...
that's a really good point.
To make it work.
So you stick the Harry Potter name on it.
Yeah. And keeping with exciting AR news, Apple AR glasses. Yeah. Which is a thing that I am very excited about.
Been rumoured for years, hasn't it? It's kind of been one of the elements. Because basically Apple have kind of... The way Tim Cook and everything and everyone has been speaking about it, it sounds like they're kind of putting VR on the back burner and going, AR is going to be the technology that takes over. AR is going to be the technology that's a bigger deal. An AR kit and everything in iPhone 8 and iPhone X, and becoming a major part of it. Yeah. So the rumour mill essentially is that they're going to then change that into glasses. Yeah. Which you've been writing about a lot this week, really, haven't you? You've seen a few different stories about it.
Yeah. And so... obviously, we have had the Microsoft HoloLens and we have had Google Glass. And so we've got some AR devices that are out in the market already, but none of them are what we sort of have our sci-fi vision of what they're going to be. You know, like you essentially want a pair of glasses that you put on your face that are like normal glasses, but you have things overlaid. And so it's the Magic Leap principle that you can see menus and you can learn about the person and all of these sorts of things. And Apple seemed like if they were going to release a product, it would be that or it would be nothing. You know, it's not the sort of company that releases something that is big and bulky. And like, so the Microsoft HoloLens has basically become an industrial tool that it's really good functionally, but it's not at all fashionable, and it feels like you're wearing a computer on your head, which is kind of what you are. But the whole idea with the glasses is that it's a fashionable and a functional item. Yeah.
So what was the exact news this week?
The exact news this week was... Sorry, getting carried away. But the exact news this week was that it's basically been leaked that we're going to have them in 2020.
Cool.
That Apple are going to be announcing them in 2019, and then they're going to be in stores in 2020.
Yeah.
And so everything up until this point, Tim Cook has been saying the technology isn't there yet.
Yeah.
And there was a leak earlier in the week that was from an Apple supplier that was talking about augmented reality hardware. And so people there going, okay, so they're not specifically talking about Apple AR, but this feels like it's a thing that's happening. And then Bloomberg report came out saying the sources close to have basically said that 2019 is what they're aiming for, 2020 is when it actually comes out, that there's going to be a completely new operating system, which is ROS, which is Reality Operating System.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, and that they are creating their own chip for it.
That makes sense. Well.
That there will potentially be its own app store, and that they are experimenting with different ways of controlling it. Because with Microsoft HoloLens, you have gestural control, and so you squeeze the thing that is in your field of vision. And so that's a possibility. Voice integration with Siri is a possibility. Having another app is a possibility. But like a thing that I'm really excited about, that I don't know how, like this isn't going to be 2020 technology, but I was interviewing David Marcus, who is head of Messenger. He's head of Messenger at Facebook. And I was talking to him about brain-computer interfaces as like a far-off, distant tech thing. And he was saying that Facebook are thinking that that's going to be the way that you control your AR glasses. That there is already brain-computer interface technology that can help disabled people to move a cursor around on a screen using their mind. And so if you effectively have a screen on your glasses, that being able to think a cursor around the screen would be the best way to operate it. So like just all of this technology.
That's not going to be in 2020.
That's not 2020. That like I would be very surprised if that happened in 2020.
And I hate to say it, but 2020 isn't that far away for this kind of thing. Like we are at the end of 2017 now, so we're only talking around 2 years, which is majorly exciting that we might have an Apple AR product that's like a wearable design in the next basically in the next 36 months.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's really cool.
Yeah. I wonder if we get Apple Car before then. Probably not going to happen, is it?
Car. Cool. And so
anything in the comments?
I'm just having a little look through.
And before while you have a look through those comments, so I've also been I'm almost ready to set up Star Wars Jedi Challenger's AR headset, which is something that you're going to be able to buy this Christmas. I've already tried out before, where you basically use this lightsaber with an AR headset from Lenovo, and so I think it's £250 in the UK. It's going to be a kind of big present at Christmas, and basically you can fight Kylo Ren, you can fight Darth Maul by using this AR headset, which is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to be trying it out this week, and then hopefully we should get a video and a full review up in the next couple of weeks as well. Right, ready for Christmas. So, anything good in the comments?
We had some people about the OnePlus 5T asking about dual camera and about...
OnePlus 5T again?
Yeah.
Like, come on, we moved on.
Yeah. And you already said that it has dual camera, so that's...
Yeah, that's what it looks to be at the moment. The OnePlus 5 had a dual camera for the first time, so probably going to keep along the same lines, but slight upgrades.
And then a bit of Harry Potter chat. Someone... Jax or Jaques, however you want to pronounce it, saying not a huge Harry Potter fan, to be honest, not that hyped. And then someone else was like super excited, big Harry Potter fan. So yes, Ishan.
Yes, Tech Radar fans, you are a mixed crowd.
And then Jaques was like, AR needs more content or better uses, and that's always the case with new emerging technologies. That they need better things before they get good. Which kind of, in a weird way, leads us on to the final topic of today.
Just try to segue over here?
Just create a segue, don't worry about it. Yeah. The Xbox One X. And so Xbox One X launched this week. Awesome, good times.
About time too.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming.
Yeah. And so it's very definitely launched with lots of stuff. It definitely didn't want to be the console that launches with 1 or 2 games. And so it launched with over 100 Xbox One X enhanced games. But there is a slight problem that some people are finding with this, that because they are 4K games, They are massive. They are absolutely vast. And so it is taking people hours upon hours upon hours to download the games.
People need to go back to discs.
Yeah,
they genuinely need to go back to discs.
But that's the thing. Like these games are getting so big that they can't fit on a disc.
Exactly. Yes.
And so there are elements that arrive on the disc, but then other elements that you have to download. And depending on your internet speed, like one of our guys was downloading a game for 24 hours,
which is crazy.
He's a
technology journalist who lives in a major city.
Yeah,
he's got quite good internet. And it's still taking him 24 hours to download an entire game. Imagine if you live in the middle of the countryside somewhere and you've set up your big 4K TV, you set up your Xbox One X, you wait to download something, you think, oh, maybe an hour, don't know, I'll go eat some dinner, and it takes over a day. That's crazy. That's so frustrating.
Yeah, absolutely. And also the size of the memory storage on the Xbox One X.
Yeah, this is a major problem.
It comes in a 1 terabyte model.
That doesn't sound that. It sounds like a lot, but it's not that much when you consider how big the games mostly are.
Yeah.
So I don't know for many of the other games, but I know that Quantum Break, a game from about a year ago, I think, that actually came out. So not like a brand new game, but the enhanced version, I think is about 130 gig.
Yeah.
So you download 5 of those games, and you're nearing your by the time you put the software and everything onto because you're not going to get a full terabyte. You're going to get a slightly less amount than that.
Yeah.
You're gonna only be able to fit about 5, 6, maybe a tiny bit more games. But then when you start to get updates, and you start to download DLC.
Yeah.
Even just apps like Netflix and that kind of stuff is going to take up room. You're not going to have much storage at all. Personally, I think 2 terabytes would have been the best idea for the Xbox One X.
Yeah, especially seeing as it's a console that is specifically tailored towards a format that is massive file size, that has massive file sizes. You would think that massive storage as standard would be the way to go.
Storage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously you can buy external hard drives and all those sorts of things, but if you've just spent the money on the most powerful console in the world, you don't want to be buying another external storage.
Generally, everything seems quite positive though about the Xbox One X. It's kind of been so. I think our review was a 4-star review from Nick Pino in the US. I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but he seems to actually really enjoy it as a console. Personally, I don't think it's something I'll be upgrading to because I don't have a 4K TV or anything at the moment. So that's not really. I know games are running faster and everything on it, but it's not really something that I need. I'm still happy with my Xbox One X.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Xbox One.
Yeah.
Xbox One Air.
Yeah, Xbox One Air.
Xbox One. Yeah. But yeah. If you're set up with a 4K TV and everything, maybe the Xbox One X is for you. We have a full review on the site, so
we do
be sure
indeed.
to check that out.
So a final comment. So Jax hasn't corrected me on my pronunciation. I mean, I suppose you probably can't typing it, but anyway, he or she has said in rural areas 20 megabytes is max we can get, and normally around 10 megabytes.
Yeah.
Doom took over a day to download, and a little crying face.
That's crazy, isn't it? Like,
So
and not even just in rural areas, like some metropolitan areas do struggle with internet sometimes. So it's
it is an issue. So it will be interesting to see how that works and how that develops. But that is us. That is everything that we had to talk about today. Yeah. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.